Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel if you've seen my previous video, but otherwise welcome to my channel. My name is Dasha, and today I was thinking to discuss some of the YouTube channels that I've been watching or into for the past few months, I guess. So starting off, I do watch some podcasts on YouTube. One of them is the Joe Budden podcast. Um, I really enjoy how entertaining all of the hosts are on there. They have some interesting insights into the hip hop industry, the hip hop culture. I'm not so much a fan of some of their views on women and I guess gay people's. But I sort of look past that or just stop listening if it gets to be a bit too much. But otherwise, I mainly just enjoy listening to their insights on the hip hop industry and new releases. Another podcast, which is on the same network as the Joe Budden podcast, is See the Thing Is. It's an all female led podcast, whereas Joe Budden, it's all male led. So they also kind of touch on the hip hop culture, new sort of hip hop releases, R&B releases, any news that kind of touch on the social part of things in the hip hop culture, and yeah, they're a really fun bunch. Uh, Recently, it has kind of been a little bit unstructured. I haven't been as into their, I think, latest episode. It's kind of a bit all over the place, and I'm not that interested in the topics that they bring up, I'd say. Whereas I think their sort of earlier episodes and the ones leading up to the past few, there have been some really interesting insights into, I guess, like how Black women are treated in hospitals. There was one host who had an operation, and she spoke about how she was treated by doctors during that experience, even before she went to get the operation for whatever she was dealing with. And it also kind of touches on the issue with Black women and just some deaths and complications because when they're giving birth, because doctors don't listen to them, and you know they're saying like, oh, I'm in pain, or there's something wrong, but the doctors kind of just disregard that because I guess they kind of think that they can take that pain or whatever, and it turns out to be fatal. In some cases, that's what happened to Serena Williams as well, the tennis player, so she brought up that issue as well. So there are some interesting insights that I do pick up on, and they're all an entertaining bunch. I'll have sort of different viewpoints on different subjects. So I quite like that one as well. The next podcast I like is Trash Taste Podcast. It's mostly hosted. The main three hosts are these three guys. They're all in the anime industry in Japan, so they have their own YouTube channels that cover a lot of anime content. And then they just come together on this podcast and sort of just have one topic that they focus on per episode, but a lot of it is that they touch on different kind of stories in their life to tie into the topic per se, or sometimes they go on tangents and discuss totally different things, which are still interesting. They're a really nice bunch of guys. The last few episodes I really enjoyed. There was one where there was a hentai episode, which was absolutely hilarious. I really enjoyed that one. That was so laugh out loud funny. They had a YouTuber on that has a YouTube channel and was a journalist before that wrote about drift racing. So that was also a really insightful one into the world of drift racing, and then kind of the comparisons uh, between like the reality of it and kind of what's portrayed in some anime when it comes to drift racing, because it is so popular in Japan, and just the whole background story of how that guy got there, because he's originally from Australia, I believe. Um, yeah, it was a really engaging episode, and yeah, they're all a good bunch of dudes. They're really funny, good storytellers. So I really enjoy that podcast as well. The next lot of channels, I'll probably just run through them quickly because there's sort of a fair few that I tune into. So I like to watch K-pop reactions. I'm into K-pop. I kind of follow it. I'm not like a super fan or anything, but I really enjoy, yeah, just kind of watching those reaction channels, because I don't really have any other friends who are really like K-pop fans. So uh, yeah, it's kind of just like having someone there who can kind of share in like your reaction to certain parts of a video, what they think about a song, or maybe lend a totally different viewpoint about a song or a music video. So I really enjoy going through those when there's like new song releases or something like that. So one of them is Reverse Reacts. They're a four-member kind of musical group from Canada. Yeah, they're a really fun bunch. Very expressive reactions. Yeah, they all kind of have, of course, different opinions on everything. So it's fun. It's fun to watch them and just have them like freak out a little bit about the K-pop videos. Yeah, everything like that. And they're also artists as well, so they kind of lend their perspective from an artistic viewpoint, and I think they also, yeah, get a lot of inspiration from the K-pop videos that they do watch. Another one is Form of Therapy. This guy, he's Korean American. I think he's well, he has this YouTube channel, but he's a video maker, producer. I think he also makes like short films and wants to become like a proper filmmaker as well down the road. Um, but yeah, he's also yeah, somebody that I enjoy watching reactions to, because he is a Korean American, so he lends a lot of like cultural insights when watching these videos, and kind of explains different things that he sees in videos for the viewers that aren't Korean Americans, so don't really have that background knowledge on the Korean culture and what some of the um, visual aspects, meanings to them mean in terms of yeah, how Koreans, I guess, would see it. So he's also interesting to watch. We sort of have, I guess, maybe similar opinions when it comes to different songs and videos. So yeah, that's fun to watch him as well. The other one is React to the K. So this is a channel where there's one host, and she's a musician. So I think she recently graduated from a music school, and she basically gets other musicians, I think from the same school pretty much. It's kind of a revolving cast. They had some members that graduated, so they're no longer really on the channel, or sometimes they might join them because they still keep in contact with the host, and they might want to join some of the reaction videos that she's doing. But yeah, it's pretty much people with a musical background, so classical musical backgrounds. I think recently they've incorporated like jazz musicians in there as well, but so they have them react to the K-pop videos, the songs, and kind of, yeah, lend insight based on, their knowledge of classical music, and they might pick up certain melodies and uh, kind of lend yeah, like a totally new perspective into how, I guess, you perceive music, because if you don't have that background, you're kind of just like bobbing your head and maybe enjoying the song, not enjoying the song, but they lend something totally different, whereas they give you that perspective from like a musician who can read music and kind of explain the structure of the song, the melodies. So I find that really enjoyable as well. Another reactor is Isaiah Hightower. I really enjoy his editing. He's so over the top. He's quite funny in his reactions. He freaks out a lot and like fangirls over some K-pop stars and groups. So yeah, he's very, very entertaining to watch, really fun. And I guess oh no, I have two more. Yeah, two more. So another reactor is Samantha London. That's the name of her channel now, but she used to be a part of another channel called Sammy Sophie Steffi, I think it's called. And so it was three girls, yeah, reacting to K-pop. So one of them, I think, was sort of newer to K-pop, so she lent that kind of perspective to her reactions, whereas Samantha and the other girl, Steffi, yeah, they're more sort of veteran fans of K-pop from like Gen 1, Gen 2, so they have a lot more background and can reference sort of older artists when comparing it to the new releases, the new artists that are working today. Yeah, they're very fun. They're also like quite exaggerated. They get excited about the reactions, which is fun to see. But they also, yeah, lend sort of, yeah, that perspective where they can reference those old videos, those old artists, and kind of see the inspiration behind the new artists today. So yeah, I really enjoyed their reactions as well. Another one is called It's K-Poppin'. It's these two ladies. Yeah, they're very fabulous on screen. They always have their makeup, their hair done really well. Yeah, just beautiful to look at. But yeah, I also quite like their reactions. They're not like really over the top or anything. They've been fans of K-pop for a long time as well. Yeah, so I really enjoy their reactions. Similarly to the Samantha London channel. So Samantha, she has, I think, only Steffi join her on some of the reaction. Otherwise, she does like solo reaction videos. Um, I personally like Samantha when she gets Steffi to come in, because they have that back and forth, and they can kind of fangirl and have the different viewpoints discussed. So it's a similar vibe to that on It's K-popping. And I'll link all these channels below so you can check them out as well. So yeah, those would be my top channels for K-pop reactions. Otherwise, I just like search up there are some other channels that I sort of tune into, but it really depends on I guess the release that I want to check out. So yeah, there are some groups like NCT, a few of the newer groups that have come out, like, well, G-Idol, I'm also a really big fan of. So I kind of click on reactions to watch based on, yeah, the video or the song that I'm interested in, pretty much. Then moving on to, some other channels that I really enjoy watching are movie review channels. I'll probably just mention the two top ones that I really tune into, that I enjoy listening to their insights, their references back to film history and film analysis, things like that, because they're all review journalists. They've been to film school. Yeah, so they have all that knowledge that they can reference to when reviewing new movies, or even some classics as well. So one of them is called Fish Jelly Reviews. Uh, so this is how they describe their channel as two gay homosexuals that spoil movies or something like that. Yeah, so it's a gay couple. One of them is very much like a cinephile, film nerd. I think he does reviews for like another company, or maybe has like a separate review channel as well, where he just does solo reviews. And then his husband is coming to the review, well, with the perspective of somebody who doesn't really have that knowledge, who's not as analytical, kind of takes it more at face value, and lends sort of an every man kind of perspective to his opinions of movies, which is really fun. He's quite sassy and opinionated, like, yeah, sort of no holds barred, a little bit more crass maybe in his reviews of things, but they have a really great balance, which I really enjoy. So they've been kind of my favorite movie review channel I found in the past year. Yeah, really enjoyable duo. They do spoil all of their reviews, and I mostly just watch it for the ones where I know I'm kind of like not really gonna see it, but I just enjoy them bantering and like discussing the film and all like who's it made by, you know, the cinematography, you know, the everyman kind of opinion on it. Yeah, so it's really fun. And then the other one is Breakfast All Day. So this is a trio. They were actually part of another film review channel called What the Flick, which was part of the Young Turks network. The Young Turks is it's a sort of a left wing political channel based in the States. I used to listen to them quite a lot, sort of in my late teens, early 20s. Yeah, not so much anymore. But yeah, they were very informative, influential for me at the time. So the channel that these three were part of, their channel is now called Breakfast All Day, where they still review films, but back in the day it was just called What the Flick, and then I think they had like a gap year where, yeah, they just didn't post to that channel. I don't know what happened to that relationship, but I guess a year or so later, yeah, they started up Breakfast All Day and are continuing to review movies on there, while they're also like writing for other publications and things like that. So yeah, I still I enjoyed them back then, and I still enjoy hearing their viewpoints now. So it's one female host, two male hosts. Um, One of the hosts is gay as well, so all like very different viewpoints. Yeah, very entertaining, informative. Like I said, they've been in the game for a while. I guess, of course, some of them, I don't know how many went to film school, so they have that historical knowledge of film, the film industry. Yeah, they're also they operate out of Los Angeles, so they're pretty much like within the industry, critic circles, things like that. So yeah, very good perspective. I really respect their opinions, so I enjoy listening to them as well. I think this video is becoming quite long, so I think I'll stop there and I'll do a part two in the next video. And I was actually also thinking to do reviews in the future. So this coming week, I'm going to see Promising Young Woman, starring Carey Mulligan and directed by Emerald Fennell, I think is how you pronounce her last name. So I'm thinking I'll do a review of that movie because I think it's quite an interesting, thought-provoking kind of premise and subject matter. So I'll try to, yeah, I'll see if I want to do a review of that one in the future. Maybe do more movie reviews in the future. But thank you so much for tuning into this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to comment down below or subscribe to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. Bye bye.